the sermon with a question. Does anybody remember 7 days ago? What was my question? Last week? 7 days. Many of you were here. I can go back and redo that sermon. No, let's not do that. Where is it? We were looking last week at the end of the Christian year for the crescendo. You know, it's supposed to be fire and floods and angels and archangels and all the company of heaven. Jesus enthroned in splendor for all time over all creation. And we didn't get that last week. We have it this week. The beginning of the Christian year. Now, this season is all about getting ready for Christmas, the candles, what I was teaching the children. But I was waiting to tell you something too. You see, the Bible says that Jesus comes twice. First, as a child, as an infant, as small and as beautiful as the infant that we just met. Everybody knows that story. At least most everybody knows that story. But the Bible says Jesus comes back a second time. And we are caught in between those two moments of human history. And how do you live when you're in between really amazing things? Jesus is coming. He has come. He will come. He is coming. And how do you live in the middle? And I have to tell you, I love this season of Advent. If you've never heard the word, this short season, it's called Advent. The word is fancy Latin. It means to come towards. I love this season because we don't screw around. Advent doesn't have time. Hallmark doesn't get the last word about this season. Advent in the church is intense. It strips away everything that's distracting, everything that's unimportant, and it goes right to the heart of the gospel. And I love that because we're in a time just like that. So I love this season. It fits my personality. It fits the ministry of our church because you guys don't screw around either. When it's good, it's fantastic. And when it's bad, it's really terrible. And when it's complex, it's hard. And so I find in Advent, I hope you will join me. It's so clarifying. And it's so centering. So in a Mark Hugenvik Lutheran moment, of course I have 3 thoughts about Advent. Just 3 thoughts about Advent, the old Lutheran Gettysburg College. 3 thoughts about Advent. It's kind of like Advent rules of the road. And I'm going to tell them in good Hugenvik style before I preach on them. Ready? Wake up, beat it, and get ready. Everybody with me? Wake up, beat it, and get ready. Let's do wake up first. My senior year in high school, I took on extra work at the Winn-Dixie grocery store in which I worked because I was saving money to take a girl to prom if anyone would go, and for graduation. So I would work late into the night, and then I came back in the morning before school to unload the grocery trucks, and then I'd go to school. Well, my senior year, my first class of the day, 8:05 in the morning, was trigonometry. And I want to tell you, it's a perfect class to learn that you should be a pastor in. Because you can fall asleep. I fell asleep every single day in trigonometry. And I don't mean like nodding off. I mean face plant on the desk, arms stretched out, spit coming out of my mouth. I was dead asleep every single day. And that's the respect that trigonometry actually deserves. And I remember my high school teacher, he was a very quiet man until you fell asleep in his class. And I remember his hand on my shoulder. good Jesuit high school fashion, they can really kind of put the wood to you. And he'd say, Mr. Keith, wake up! You need to be awake for this. It's time to wake up. All these years, I've never forgotten that man. Because I can tell you, I can look like I'm awake, and I can spiritually be dozing with a full face plant. You'd never know. But inside, my face is down, my arms are stretched, and there is spit coming out of my soul. You know, I realized something in preparation for this sermon. I realized that I've been spending more time the last couple of weeks talking to you about Netflix than I have about your spiritual journey. Did you notice in sermons I was telling you what I was watching? Do you know that after the election, I have this sick pleasure in swiping right on the iPad? Does anybody know what happens when you swipe to the right on the iPad? Huh?
You get a new page.
You get a new page of news. Because there's 16 news outlets that's telling you exactly the same thing. And if you read 15 of them, it's supposed to make your life better. And I'm reading all the time on my screen. I went to the airport to pick up our daughter from college, her first break, late at night, Monday evening, and I'm standing at DIA, you know where the escalators come up? And you know everybody stands there in that line, and the 95-year-old security guard tries to keep order there. And here are all these beautiful reunions, your grandparents breaking the line to go run and sweep their grandchildren up in their arms, and mothers, young mothers and fathers pushing their kids into the arms of their grandparents and then disappearing. You had family reunions and friends, and it was beautiful, and it was so moving. And what was I doing? Waiting for my kid? I was on my phone, texting and swiping. And finally I looked up, I said, what in the hell am I doing? I'm missing the most beautiful, it's like a Hallmark channel all the time right in front of you. It's like the Waltons over and over. Here comes John Boy up the escalator again. It was fantastic. What was I doing? It's time to wake up, Brooks. Entertainment puts me to spiritual sleep. I need to pay attention. I need to do FaceTime, not Facebook, but your faces. That's the Facebook I love, is looking into your faces directly. So I've pulled a page out of Lent. You know how you have breakfast for supper sometimes? I'm going to have Lent for Advent. Today, this morning, I'm giving up screens until Christmas, completely. If family sits down to watch Rudolph or Elf, I'll sit with my family. If the Broncos play, God will understand. Other than that, I don't need to swipe. I really don't. I'll hear it one way or another, right? I need to wake up, and I need to be alert to myself and to you, to the people around me. There's stuff happening around me. In our family, we've only done it once, and I used a bad word. 3 of us in the same room, all on a screen. I can do that in a mall, not with a family. So I'm putting those screens away. God's telling me to wake up. I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be praying. I woke up early this morning and prayed for you, even before. Like, wow. Totally changed the morning. So, wake up. Good first theme for Advent. What's the second one?
Beat it.
Beat it. I'm not quoting Michael Jackson. You know, in ancient Israel, there was only so much metal. It was extremely valuable. They had to use what little metal they had for everything. Most of the time, they would use it to fight. So they would take their plows, shares that they would use to break up the ground after they plowed in the fall, and they would take that metal and beat it into swords. and spears when they needed to fight. But when they were done fighting, guess what they did? You may know. They would take those swords and refashion them back into plowshares because they needed to plant food to survive. I want to tell you that in today's Isaiah reading, I'd never heard this before. Advent is a time to beat the swords into plowshares. There are other times to fight, but not now. Here's a little quiz. Has Congress declared war recently? No. Are we in a domestic war? Absolutely. Who called us to war? Conversation after phone call after visit. I am talking to people that look and sound like we are being called to conflict. We had an election. We did not have a war. Why? Why are we acting like this? Why are there people that are the loveliest people in the world face to face? When I get an email or a Facebook or whatever, it's like someone unleashed their evil twin. What is it about that? Do you know I've been in conversations with people launching their perspectives, which I appreciate. They have no idea that they are killing the soul of the person that's listening that they don't agree with, and they don't even know it. They don't even know it. Can I tell you that my favorite subject is now skiing? If it's about the Supreme Court, it's going to be about skiing. If it's about trade deals, recounts, or the Green Party, it's about skiing. I can't wait to watch you ski like a Democrat. You know, or stay off the edges, ski like a Republican. Ski, come on. I've resisted this for years, but I'm going to be the biggest ski conversationalist you've ever met. May I suggest, is God calling us to take those verbal swords and beat them into plowshares? When was the last time you had a conversation to uplift the soul of somebody else? To plant a beautiful seed of God's love into somebody else? What if in the middle, you know what I'm talking about, you know when those conversations start about the weather, and all of a sudden you're talking about the Supreme Court, and it's going south, and you know it? Why not take a step back and say a word that will bless and uplift the person to whom you're speaking? We are not being called to war. We're being called to love and respect. I don't care what your political perspective is. I don't care what mine is. We're being called in a season of Advent to take those edges and have God beat them down. It's okay to do that. It's okay to speak with God's voice. May I say finally, the last Advent principle that I see and hear is get ready. Get ready. I'm not talking about Christmas cards for the 10 of you that still send them. I'm not talking about all of the details of all of the holiday. I'm talking about the voice that God uses. Jesus says today, you never know God's schedule. You never know God's timing. Can I tell you, and I kid you not, and I won't use the name now, I'll use it in prayers, because we're recording. Steve and I, coffee at Starbucks, we talk about all of you there in the morning. We're driving to Vail this morning, and we receive a call from Pastor Mark, a man who sat in those 2 chairs in the back row last Sunday and listened to me read The Selfish Giant. man and his wife from Pennsylvania who sat in those two back chairs. He suffered an aortic aneurysm this morning. People ate with him on Wednesday. We prayed for him in the Vail service. And by the time we had ended the service, I kid you not, he had died. This morning, right now. Jesus has a shocking statement. I want you to hear it in the way that he said it. He said, everybody was going around with their lives just as normal in the days of Noah, and all of a sudden, boom, comes the flood. Jesus said, no one knows the day or the hour that the Son of Man is coming back. By the way, we don't even know our own schedule. No idea what happens. They were sitting right there. What's the one thing, if you could prepare to receive Christ in a new way at Christmas, what's the one thing that you could do, or I could do, right now? Is it write a letter, or send that email to someone from whom we're estranged? Someone that is just a burden onto our soul? Is it speaking a word of forgiveness or asking for an apology for the people we're closest to, our own families? To clear the deck so that we can truly celebrate Christmas? Is it about giving gifts, receiving gifts, or giving a gift? What is it? If there was one thing that God could do to get us ready to have the most awesome, most moving Christmas, receiving Jesus into this world, what would that one thing be? And friends, I'm going to end the sermon. Why not? Why not that one thing? Why not now? There'll never be a better time than now. Happy Advent. Happy Christian New Year. Wake up. Beat it. And get ready. In the name of God, Father, Son,